Hey there. So I'm going to read the last few chapters of my book, and I'm not going to read the prayers, but you're more than welcome to go back and read them after you purchase the book. But these last few chapters I really love because they describe kind of where my life left off at the point where I wrote the book and was transitioning into full adulting as a Christian and a minister and a musician and all the many things that God had allowed me to experience. And I want to move on from this because I have a lot of things to announce as far as my counseling practice, and I want to be able to continue to support each and every one of you who need support or would like more information about how to get through the times that we're living in. But I thought it was important to share the gospel according to my hair because it's important to know people and the package they come in, and I don't know a better way than to give you myself in the form of this book. So the 6th chapter, Be Still and Know That I Am God. There's the picture. Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid nor be dismayed, for the Lord God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. Everything I have accomplished is by the grace of God and the support of my family and friends. By the end of my journey at Fisk, I understood this more than ever. I was blessed to get in school and stay in spite of financial difficulty. I was able to accomplish my academic goals by completing my recital requirements. And finally, I could show the school my devotion and love by serving as Miss Fisk University 2000-2001. And now God was calling me to something more. So I made a decision to enter into divinity school. After warnings that the seminary was the cemetery, I moved past my fears and applied for Vanderbilt Divinity School. My mentor and advisor encouraged me on this spiritual journey. She believed in my capabilities far beyond I could even imagine then. After sitting in her office day after day, preaching what I thought God was saying to his people, she would yell, "Lord, somebody get this girl a stool so she can preach like she wants to." I would turn away quickly and blushingly say, "Oh, Miss Trudy, don't mock me. I'm serious." Although she was intentional in affirming seminary, she did not want me to go to Vanderbilt University. But this was the school my pastor in Nashville had attended, and to me, there was no greater honor than to follow his footsteps and serve at my church. I would still be close to my family in Kentucky, could work in the church and grow under his leadership while still going to school. Nashville had become home to me, and I had no intentions on leaving. I couldn't understand why Miss Trudy thought it was a bad idea for me to stay. She said I would not get the guidance I needed as a young woman in ministry. In spite of her disapproval, I applied to Vanderbilt anyway. When I finally got each portion of the application packet completed, I proudly hand-delivered it to the school. It was several weeks before I heard anything. I had full confidence I would be accepted. God had led me to Nashville through Fisk and now onward to Vanderbilt. It was the only school I applied to. I didn't know much about seminaries, so it was best to stick to where I thought produced great theologians and pastors. On the day I got the letter, I opened it immediately in full expectation of it reading, "Accepted." Instead, It read, "Thank you for applying to Vanderbilt Divinity School. We regret to inform you that we are not able to accept you into the Master of Divinity program. We are not obliged to give an explanation for our decision." Betrayal was the only thought in my mind. God had led me astray. At least I thought. Instead of taking the forewarning from my most treasured Miss Trudy, I chose to apply, and I had to accept the consequences of rejection once again. There was no explanation. I would understand anyway. I had a high GPA, ministry experience, strong recommendations. I cried until I almost busted a blood vessel. I screamed at God. Now what am I supposed to do? How could you? I just wanted to know you better. Why? A few weeks later, I received a letter from Washington, D.C. As Miss Fisk, I was featured in the March edition of Ebony magazine, along with other Black college queens. Under my picture was a small caption that read, "Upon graduation, I plan to attend divinity school." A professor of Howard University School of Divinity, originally from my hometown, Louisville, Kentucky, and a Fisk alum, had written me a letter. She explained how excited she was to see where I was from and what my intentions were for ministry. She said, "I will help you get into Howard or any school you choose." Joshua 1:9 was ringing louder than ever in my ear. "Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." There you have it. Sent right to me from heaven, a message exclaiming, "Why don't you let me direct your path? I can do a much better job at it than you can." So I carried my Power Puff afro to Washington, D.C., and entered Howard University School of Divinity. My encouragement is to always be still. Heed the words of those who truly desire to guide you toward God, and watch and see how God will knock down walls like Joshua was empowered to do in the Battle of Jericho. So that is chapter 6, and in just a moment I'll be reading chapter 7. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.